Let's rewind to November 1977 and an intense encounter between the gas-hit squad of Bristol Rovers and the infamous Millwall Bushwackers. Let's hear the stories. First, we have Bristol Gashead member Nigel, who told us, "I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the day the Bushwackers bottled it. Eastville, November 1977. It was Bonfire Night, and Eastville had that cold, smoky tang that only Bristol in late autumn could have. You could smell the damp from the River Frome mixing with burnt fireworks and stale cider. Millwall were coming to town, and word had gone round the pubs since Thursday. Bushwackers are bringing a few hundred. Reckon they're going to take the Tote. The Tote End was ours, home of the gas. No London mob was going to walk in and claim it, not on our patch. We started early. The morning session kicked off at the White Swan and rolled through the Black Swan, Fox, Three Blackbeards and Queen's Head. Proper Eastville boozers. The talk was all the same. Millwall this, Bushwackers that. Lads who'd seen West Ham and Chelsea come down said Millwall fancied themselves top dogs now. The gas-hit squad was out in force, and even some of the older Tote boys were back. You could feel the tension brewing in the air. By noon, spotters were stationed up the steps leading to the Tote. You could see the lines of blue and white scarves, and the old corrugated fencing glinting under weak sunlight. The GHS were ready, DMs polished, sheepskins zipped up tight, and cider bottles ready for use if needed. Word came through that a few coaches had been spotted down by the South Wales Railway pub near the station. We took a wander that way, a few of us from Lockleys and Easton. Sure enough, there they were, Millwall, a few hundred of them, scruffy, loud, and giving it large. "No one likes us, we don't care," echoing down Stapleton Road. We didn't rush it, just shadowed them, let them feel watched. Back at Eastville, the turnstiles clanked as usual, heavy and ancient. The Tote was packed tight. Rovers fans 3 deep on the railings, blue and white bar scarves waving. The place looked magnificent in its own ramshackle way. Rusted metal, smoke in the air, voices rising. Then it started. Just before kickoff, a ripple went up near the front of the Tote. Chants of "Millwall, Millwall," clear as day. A pocket of them had got in. Maybe 50 or 60 tops. You could see them trying to make a stand, arms out, giving it the big one. But the gas weren't having it. Within seconds, a roar went up from the back. Hundreds surged forward. I remember the sound, that low, rolling growl that only a mob can make. Pints flew. Scarves were pulled tight, fists up. It was chaos. I saw one of theirs, tall lad, leather jacket, go down under a rain of boots. Another swung a belt buckle and caught one of ours across the face before he disappeared under a pile. The coppers charged in, batons out, but they were wasting their time. Within 5 minutes, the Tote was cleared. Every Millwall lad either over the fence, out the exit, or legging it across the cinders towards the main stand. They didn't take the Tote, not even close. After that, the game itself hardly mattered. I couldn't even tell you the score. All I remember is the electricity in the air, the adrenaline, and the feeling that Eastville had defended itself. When the final whistle went, the real match began outside. We regrouped in the railway near Fish Ponds, where rumours flew that Millwall had regrouped near Portland Square. So we moved in that direction, maybe 30 of us. That's when the next round kicked off. Millwall had holed up in the drawbridge, glass flying as soon as we showed up. It spilled out into the street, running battles all the way down to the exhibition centre. The old Bill were losing control. They'd underestimated it, same as always. Then, just as things seemed to settle, 2 more coaches of London lads turned up, probably coming the late arriving F Troop. They piled out thinking they'd save face, but by then the GHS, some bikers, and even a few grebos had joined in. It was like something out of a war film, bottles, boots and sirens. I remember ducking behind a wall by the Surrey wine vaults, watching it all kick off in front of me. A copper's helmet went flying past, and some Millwall lad got dragged off by the scruff, blood all down his parka. The smell of smoke, fireworks and sweat filled the night. By the time it was over, Millwall were done. You could see them being herded back to the station by the police, battered, bruised, and suddenly very quiet. Whatever stories they told back in South London about taking the tote, well, those of us who were there knew the truth. They got in, yes, but they got smashed out just as quick. We ended the night back at the Queen's Head, pints in hand, watching the lights of the city flicker through the haze. Someone started singing "Good Night, Irene," slow, sad, but somehow perfect. We defended our end, defended our ground, defended our name. As I walked home through the empty streets, boots clicking on the pavement, I felt proud. Eastville was a dump, sure. Filthy loos, rusted fences, pie sheds that smelled of death. But it was our dump. And that night, it belonged to the gas. Millwall came swaggering into Bristol, thinking they'd conquer the tote. But they left it beaten, bloodied, and beaten again by the Bristol night. But Millwall bushwhacker Phil told us. Bonfire Night, 1977. Cold air, thick fog, and a long road down the M4. We'd left South London before dawn. 2 coaches and a few cars worth of Millwall nutters. Everyone buzzing, everyone talking about the same thing. We're taking the Tote End today. It wasn't just talk either. Word had spread that Bristol Rovers mob, the gas hit squad, fancied themselves as hard cases. But we'd seen harder. West Ham, Chelsea, Spurs, none of them scared us. Eastville, that was just another target. By the time we hit the motorway services near Reading, there must have been 100 of us already, more joining along the way. Old faces from the Bushwackers and F Troop, and a few of the younger lads too, eager, sharp, out to prove something. I remember Mad Dog Harry, as everyone called him, walking up the aisle of the coach, pacing like a general before battle. "We ain't just coming to Bristol for a jolly up," he said. "We're going to take that tote and hold it. Make sure they never forget it." We rolled into Bristol just before midday, parking up near Temple Meads. A few of us peeled off into the Drawbridge and South Wales Railway pubs, trying to blend in. But it wasn't long before the locals twigged who we were. You could see them watching from doorways. Small groups of gasheads giving us that West Country stare. The first bit of aggro came outside the White Swan. A group of about 20 of them tried surrounding us, bottles in hand shouting, "Irene! Irene!" in that sing-song Bristol accent. Didn't last long. We went straight through them. A few dropped fast. One of theirs legged it down the alley by the Fox pub. That was it. The tone for the day set. Eastville looked a proper dump when we got there. Cracked concrete, rusted turnstiles, and smoke from nearby fires hanging over the terraces. The Tote End loomed behind the goal, fenced in and packed already with blue and white. The GHS were clearly expecting us. We split up, some going in the main stand, others, me included, queuing for the tote itself. We'd bought our tickets earlier through a contact at the Bristol End, a Rovers lad who owed someone a favour. Once inside, it was eerie. The Rovers fans were singing their usual dirge, "Good Night, Irene," and a few gave us side-eye, but no one said much. Then Mad Dog gave the nod. A few of us climbed up on the crash barriers and started the chant, "Millwall, Millwall!" For a split second it went quiet, then it erupted. They came at us in waves, hundreds of them from the back of the tote, charging down the terrace. But we were ready. The first surge we met head-on. Fists, boots, belts, the lot. You could hear the thuds and screams echoing under the corrugated roof. A lad next to me went down after a punch to the temple, and another Rovers fan flew headfirst over the barrier. I remember catching sight of the coppers trying to clamber over the fence, but thinking, too late, lads. It's ours now. After 10 minutes of madness, they backed off. Proper backed off. We spread out, arms raised, holding the ground. A few gasheads were still lingering at the back, throwing coins and insults, but the tote was Millwall's. And we stayed there. All game. Every time they tried to push forward, we stood firm, singing and jeering. One of ours climbed the fencing, waving a Millwall scarf at the Eastville faithful like a flag of victory. You could see the rage on their faces. The police didn't dare try to move us. They knew better. By half-time, it was clear we'd done what we came for. Outside, though, the city wasn't done with us. As the match ended, we regrouped near Portland Square, a few hundred strong now, mixing with other stragglers who'd come down on the train. The word was that Rovers were waiting near the Surrey wine vaults and Queen's Head. Fine by us. We fancied another go. It went off big time. A full-scale running battle through the streets. Glass, wood, anything that could be used as a weapon. Bristol lads scattered all over. Some tried to regroup near the exhibition centre where the Clash were playing that night, but we ran them again there too. Even the bikers and grebos who joined in couldn't hold us. The old Bill eventually piled in, but by then we'd made our point and left our mark on Bristol. Later that night, a few of us holed up back at Temple Meads, waiting for the late train. We were blooded, buzzing and proud. Someone passed around a bottle of cider they'd nicked, and we toasted Mad Dog and the lads who'd taken the tote. Back home in South London, the story spread fast. The day Millwall took Eastville, the day the Bushwackers stood on the Tote End all game, singing our songs while the gas melted away. Bristol can tell it how they like, that we got chased out, or that we only brought a few hundred. Doesn't matter. Those who were there know what really happened. We came, we fought, we held our ground. And for one cold night in 1977, the Tote End was Millwall's. We thank Nigel and Phil for their recollections. It's clear that Millwall's Bushwackers were in the Tote End of Bristol Rovers Eastville Stadium. It's unclear if they stayed there the whole game. From what you've heard, would you call it a taking of an end? I don't think so myself. From the old documentary about Millwall's Hooligans, which came out in 1978 and featured this very match, it would appear that Harry the dog attempted to take the tote on his own, or with very few comrades, and got chased out. But have a look at that old documentary and decide for yourself. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share and subscribe, as it really helps our channel grow to give you bigger, better content. Until the next video, bye for now.